Hello students, the part which we covered in the last video was the second chapter, Federalism's third part, how is federalism practiced. So in this video we will discuss the last part of the chapter, that is decentralization in India. Decentralization in India. We noted earlier that federal governments have two or more types of government. But a vast country like India cannot be run only through these two or three tiers. So as you know, states in India are as large as independent countries of Europe. In terms of population, Uttar Pradesh is bigger than Russia. Maharashtra is about as big as Germany. So there is a need for power sharing within these states. This led to the start of a third tier of government called local government or decentralization. What is decentralization? When power is taken away from central and state governments and given to local government, it is called decentralization. Once again listen, when power is taken away from central and state governments. For example, if there are two levels of government, one is at central level, second is at state level. So when another level of government is set up, this is called decentralization. For example, one central government, then state government, third local government. This is known as decentralization. Why there is the need of decentralization? Why it has been set up in India? First one given on your screen. Local problems can be best settled at local level. What's the meaning of this line? Local problems can be settled well by the local people. Local people know what are their problems. They can solve it in a very good manner. So, what is the use of decentralization? Local problems can be best settled at local level. Second point, people have better knowledge of local issues. People know their problem at local level very well, so they can solve it. They can know how much they have to spend money, their resources on any problem or any issue. So there is the need of decentralization. Third, by decentralization or by local level, people can direct participate in decision making. People can directly participate in decision making. They can make decisions for themselves. So, local government is the best way to realize one important principle of democracy, local self-government. So, as you know, Pandit Nehru has said that democracy should be there at grassroots level. So, by decentralization, democracy can be set up at grassroots level. So, what were the main steps taken to set up decentralization in India? First one, before 1992, local bodies were set up in the form of village panchayat and municipality. Means before 1992, local bodies were there in the form of panchayat and municipality, but there were some problems. What were the problems? They did not enjoy much power or adequate resources. They were not having sufficient resources. Elections were not held on time of these village panchayats and municipality. So they were totally dependent on the state government. After 1992, what steps were taken for more decentralization or for giving more powers to local government? Given on your screen, first point, these were there through amendments. This amendment number was 73 and 74 amendments. First point, now it is constitutionally mandatory to hold regular elections to local bodies. What's the meaning of this line? Now it is compulsory that elections of these local bodies will be held after 5 years. Second point, seats are reserved in them for SCs, ST and other backward classes. In these local bodies, seats are reserved for scheduled caste, scheduled tribes and other backward classes. Another steps which were taken for decentralization in 1992 were, third point given on your screen, at least 1/3 seats are reserved for women. How many seats are reserved for women? It's a 1/3 seats are reserved for women in these local bodies in village panchayat or municipality in urban area. Next, fourth point, state commission has been created in each state to conduct their elections. One election commission is there at national level. Beside this, there will be state commissions for conducting the elections of these state bodies. So this is the fourth step. Fifth one, the state government has to share their more powers and resources with local government bodies. What's the meaning of this line? The state government will give their some powers and resources or money to these local government bodies to run their administration. As you know, they need money to run their administration. So this money or resources or powers will be provided to them by the state government. So these were the steps which were taken for decentralization in 1992 through 73 and 74 constitutional amendments. Our next part is local government in India. How the local government has been practiced in India, how it has been set up in India. Just see on your screen, local government can be divided into two parts. One is at rural level, second one is at urban level. Rural level is that in which the local government is set up at village level, and urban level is that in which the local government is set up at urban level or in cities. Rural government. Now we will discuss about the rural local government. Rural local government is popularly known by the name Panchayati Raj. What is the name of local government? Panchayati Raj system in India. Under this Panchayati Raj, first of all, we will discuss about the Gram Sabha. What is Gram Sabha? All the adult population or voters are the members of Gram Sabha. For example, the people, those who are adults in a one village, they all are the member of Gram Sabha. Those who are above the age of 18, male, female, all are the member of Gram Sabha. What is the function of Gram Sabha? First function. See on screen. First point, to elect the members of Gram Panchayat. First work of the Gram Sabha is to elect the members of Gram Panchayat, which is there at village level. Second, it approve the budget of the Gram Panchayat. Gram Panchayat is doing the welfare work of the village, so they need money. This money, how much money they will spend on any development work, will be decided by the Gram Sabha. Third, to review the performance of the Gram Panchayat. What Gram Panchayat is doing for the welfare of the people. Their performance is being reviewed by the Gram Sabha time to time. So these are the functions of the Gram Sabha, which is the adult population of one village. Our next point is Gram Panchayat. What is Gram Panchayat? Gram Panchayat is there at gram or village level. This is a council which consists of several ward members. They are known as Panch, or the president is known as Sarpanch. Gram Panchayat consists of the members known as Panch and the head is known as Sarpanch. These members of Gram Panchayat are elected by the Gram Sabha. And what is the function of Gram Panchayat? They are the decision making body of the whole village. All development work related with construction of roads, education, opening of hospital, dispensary, transport means, all are set up by the Gram Panchayat. Now we will discuss the structure of rural government. First of all, there is Gram Sabha. Gram Sabha you read in the last part, which consists of the all adult population of the village. Gram Sabha elect Gram Panchayat. Just see the arrow. Gram Sabha elect Gram Panchayat, which is at village level. This is at village level. So Gram Sabha elect a member of Gram Panchayat, which consists of Panch and Sarpanch. They are doing welfare work at village level. Next is Block Samiti. Gram Panchayat elect the members of Block Samiti. This is at block level. This is at block level. Just see on your screen. Gram Panchayat elect the members of Block Samiti, and this is at block level. Village after village it is at block level. Then members of Block Samiti elect one another council known as Jilla Parishad, which is at Jilla level, district level. So Block Samiti members elect members of Jilla Parishad, which is at Jilla level. Most members of the Jilla Parishad are elected. Members of Lok Sabha and MLA of that district and some other officials of other district level bodies are also the member of Jilla Parishad. Now we will discuss local government at urban level. Local government at urban level can be divided into two parts. Just see on your screen. First is municipality, second one is municipal corporation. Municipal committee or municipality is there for towns, small towns like Kurukshetra, and municipal corporation is there for big cities like Panipat, Faridabad, Hisar, etc. So the head of the municipal committee or municipality is known as the municipal chairperson. The head of the municipal corporation is known as the mayor of the city. So this is at urban level. In this way we discuss local government at rural level and urban level. And we will conclude by saying that at present in India there are 36 lakh representatives in these panchayats and municipality all over the country. This number is big than the population of other country in the world. So, but we will say in the end that system is going very well, but at present there are some difficulties. What are these difficulties? Most state government have not transferred significant powers to the local government, nor they given adequate resources. So a long way has to complete to fulfill the dream of Pandit Nehru. Our practice work of the last part consists of long questions. First one, how is federalism practiced in India? Second, state any two differences between the local government before and after the constitutional amendment in 1992. Third, write a note on the local government in India. Next, what are the main changes made for decentralization in 1992? So you have to complete these long answers in your peer notebook. Assignment will be also provided to you which you have to complete and note down all the work in your notebook. With that, learn the chapter very well. So stay fit, take care, stay healthy, obey your parents, and maintain balance with nature. Thanks.